We live now. It's great to be back because Lord knows your boy
We
was
back.
fucked up last week.
What happened, bro? You never even said what happened.
Yo, I still don't know what I had. It wasn't. I know it wasn't COVID because I took a COVID test, but I was just out of it. I was at work on Thursday, got the chills real quick. I was like, "What the fuck was that about?" I thought just because it was cold, and then I went to my physical therapy and I felt nauseous. I had a headache. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" And then all of a sudden, I got home. I had a temperature of like 101, and then I was shivering. Then I was hot. It was crazy. I was fucking miserable for 2 days straight. And then by Saturday afternoon, it was gone.
Nigga, if you want to come through the show, just say that, B. You dudes don't get
Hey yo,
magical
hey
sickness.
yo, Capo. I was gonna say that earlier, but I'm like, I don't want him to feel a way about that. I'm like, dog, if you ain't want to be in the studio with us, bro, just like
Just say that.
I can accept
Nah,
it. Just say it,
I
bro.
was fucking
Yeah.
heated. I couldn't be there, dog. I'm like, all
Uh,
right, cool. I'm gonna be on virtual word. Then I'm sitting here waiting for everyone to get set up. Dog, start pouring sweat. I'm like, yeah, I can't do it.
yeah, nigga, don't get me sick, please.
Yeah, no. I was like, I'm not
We
even
got,
gonna risk it. I
we
was like,
got,
it's like being uh, hooker in church.
we got, Spawn My listeners. This is the pre-show as y'all are used to. I know we're going into season 9, but for those of you who are new, um, like one of our members, obviously, every year we kind of take the 7:15 to 7:30 block to just kind of catch up and chit chat. You know what I mean? Outside of the show, and then we normally roll into the show around 7:30. So that's where you've landed right now. So we appreciate you rocking out with us. And as we enter the weekend, the biggest thing that we've been talking about for most of the morning was obviously March 9th, where um, one of the greatest rappers of all time lost his life to a ridiculous shooting. So RIP to Christopher Wallace.
And get into that, I'm gonna say something. And I know Chuck is gonna want. I'm glad we're virtual because if we was close by and I said this, he might like hook off. You know what I'm saying? But happy International Women's Day today. You know what I mean? So we want to salute all the ladies. National Day to the ladies. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
absolutely, absolutely. It's a well deserved mention. So,
I mean, we could be like a lot of these other toxic masculine podcasts and say only for the ones that deserve it. But no,
I, I was
happy
gonna say that.
international,
Okay.
happy International Women's Day. We don't do that over
Uh,
here.
I
That
was
yeah,
going
we're
to.
not over there, brother, because you've been spewing off enough negativity. Let's double back to the first subject that you let us in on. Okay. And
Right,
Nah,
shout out to the good brother Mitch, because I'm glad somebody can put your nonsense on blast and it ain't one of us. So you
right.
feel like we're attacking you. Okay.
it definitely wasn't nonsense. It definitely
Like
wasn't nonsense. I,
what,
yeah, I don't.
what
See, the overall thought about the top five thing, I'll let you explain. But that statement, I can rock with. The other shit, you're wild.
No, I mean, so obviously we're talking about Christopher Wallace. Salute to the God. Um, and so we just got into a pretty heavy debate this morning about um, whether he's the goat or not. And I was like, nah, he's not the goat. I mean, obviously he's a top 5 rapper. Obviously we respect that, but he's not the goat. Like I think right now Hove has that spot. Hove had that spot for probably the past decade and some change. He's and maybe even longer. He's been there for a while. So it's no knock on Big. Obviously he's a lyrical genius. Obviously his flow is one of the best that we've ever heard in rap. Obviously his storytelling top shelf. I have no problem with Notorious. The two things I did say that kind of caused the firestorm was first, Ready to Die was not a classic album. So Ready to Die, um, and I went back and reviewed it again after the discussion. Ready to Die has 5 skips, not just the 4 I mentioned earlier today online, right? So That's 5 skips. And when you talk about classic albums, you can't have 5 skips on a classic album. So, salute to Big. Life After Death was a classic, right? Just let it run. Just press play and let it run. That's not ready to die. Gizzy, what's good, man?
Is if she's on. I'm not sure if she's on the show. First of all, shout out to my sister Faye, the Queen. Got a chance to kick it with my brother and sister last weekend as they wrapped up the finale of All Love. So shout out to that. I'll be coming to you in the summertime, and you know, so I know sis is like pretty serious. She's like my lady. Like they're almost like one and the same, pretty much, because their birthdays are a day apart. You know what I mean? And the one thing about them is they can make a mean drink. I mean, like if you looking to get like
Here we
to that,
go. Here we
if you're looking to get to that point, I told Risk before that she could be a bartender in another life, and I might have said that to Faye too, like Orlando or North Carolina, one of them, like yo, you could be a bartender. So I know right now in the Jones house it's 7:21. Usually the drinks and as he sips. So we know what's going on down here in the Jones house. Shout out to the Jones.
Shit, they got started a little early today. Then shit, the way he was talking.
I wouldn't be surprised.
5 skips
I wouldn't be surprised.
Already to die? That's crazy.
5 skips, bro.
That's insane.
So, do you have the track list in front of you?
I don't need it. I know it off the top of my head.
So the issue with the album is I think it hits the first 6 or something like that. And of course we don't count interludes, right? I think it hits the first 6. I think where I start to skip is I know it starts with the what. That's my first skip. It's either my first or my second skip.
That's insane.
And then it's like 2 songs back to back, maybe even 3 in that range. That's like I'll pass on.
He said everyday struggle, right? So that's this. So time off for a second, Pain. Time off for a second, Pain. Like one thing. He's he's big on is I'm from the hood, right? I'm from the hood. I'm from the soil. Actually, he stresses that soil. So a song like Everyday Struggle to hear that that's a skip in his mind when he talks the storytelling and stuff he paints in those rhymes right there. So I'm surprised at that one, right? The what I just I almost like left the group chat. Like that's how I was ready. I was ready, man. I was seriously ready. Like, you know what? I talk to y'all in teams. Like, I'm cool. This is just blasphemous. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that shit was crazy.
Like seriously. I can't think what was the other song, Pain. He said
He said Machine Gun Funk.
Machine Gun Funk, for sure.
Machine Gun Funk.
Man.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like
listen.
So the first side of the album, you already have 2 skips, which is crazy because I think of it in terms of the cassette. The what was the last song on the first side, and then Juicy started the B side, right? Like, that's crazy. With Juicy, Big Papa, you said Unbelievable was a top 6 song all time.
Yes.
One More Chance.
Yeah.
The Warning.
Yes.
And that's not a classic album. That's crazy.
Yeah, but we're talking about classic albums, right? And is somebody in the waiting room? I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Albums.
I had to let him get situated.
The listener is just to be able to sit, press play, and let that bitch run. That's what we should be expecting on a classic album, right? It's not that. It's not that. I mean, and then the other thing that came up with this too is we was comparing Big to Little. What's good, God? We was comparing Big to Pun, and I said that Big and Pun, they both have a classic album, right? Life After Death and Capital Punishment. And then they both have a very, very great album with Ready to Die and what's the name of the
Yeah, Baby. Yeah, I think it was Yeah, Baby, wasn't it? The second album for Pun? We can't hear you, Chef.
Yeah, I can't hear y'all. Hold
What's going on?
Damn, little, you shit mad loud.
It is.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hold up.
Crazy thing about it is I can't hear you guys.
You might need to come back, go out and go back in. Hold on. Man, you can hear me? I can't hear you.
Sit this
There
one
you
out.
go. There you go. You just cut out and now it cut back out again. Let me see what happens when I add little back. I can hear little. I can't hear you. This is the beauty of the pre-show, letting y'all behind the curtain with all these technical difficulties with StreamYard and people's PCs and Macs and microphones and all that shit. So just be patient with us while we get this situated. I got everybody out except me right now. So I'm gonna try to get everybody back up and running.
Ah, that's better. I was wondering.
Yeah, I can hear you now. You can hear me?
Yeah, yeah, you guys like playing around with these different apps here. You know,
Nah,
StreamYard one day, Teams
something's
another
bugging.
day.
Like, yeah, like something's going on tonight. Like it was fine. We couldn't hear Maine. His computer wasn't working at one point, so he was
Yeah.
on something else. Then when you came in, their audio dropped out. It was weird. So it's got to be something with the app.
It possibly
Or
is.
the site.
StreamYard don't want us to be great. That's all that is.
Yeah. So
Yeah, 'cause I couldn't hear. I'm like when I first jumped on, I couldn't hear myself speak.
oh yeah.
Like
No,
usually I can hear it in the earphones. I couldn't even hear it.
you came in really loud.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
So what was Chuck going back to study? The Biggie albums?
Yeah, saying how Ready to Die had 5 skips on it, which is crazy.
I mean, it had a couple of skips on it for me. Certain things didn't catch for me. I mean, it's a classic album though. It definitely is a classic album, but it did have some skips. I'm
I
sad
can't.
to say.
I think the only song I can't even say I didn't like it, but out of all the songs, it was probably my least favorite. But I didn't skip it. Was Friend of Mine. Like the rest of them, I loved like all them songs. Like Back in the Day, Machine Gun Funk, One More Chance, The Warning, The What,
Yeah.
Juicy, Everyday Struggle, Me and My Bitch, even with that questionable ass bar. Respect, Unbelievable, like Ready to Die, like and
Yeah.
suicidal thoughts, which was like kind of dark, but
That might have
like,
been a skip for me.
that was the very last song on the album.
Then it definitely was probably a skip for me.
It was the one with when he basically was calling Puff saying how he wanted to take himself out.
Yeah. I didn't really. It wasn't the vibe for me.
A lot of people skipped it because of like how dark it was originally, but then when he died, a lot of people really didn't fuck with it. Like, yeah, nah, it was almost like, nope. But yeah, nah, this sucks because we can't even get to talking about the songs like we want to with all these technical difficulties. Hopefully, Maine jumps back soon.
Well,
Chuck's
hopefully they hurry up and get it situated quick. It's time to go.
Yeah, it's about that time. We got another minute or so. We can always be a little late, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
While waiting for them, we might as well get our top 5 big songs out of the way.
Top 5 Biggie songs.
Yeah, in honor of him, tomorrow. It sucks that we celebrate his death instead of his birthday. And I've always said that about all celebrities. Like, people do Michael Jackson tributes in July or whenever it was he passed. I think it was June, and his birthday is actually in August. You know what I mean? I think we should celebrate past celebrities on their birthday as opposed to the date that they died. Because, and I say that now. Well, let me hold that thought. Let's get right real quick.
Hey yo, Donut White, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence, you know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic, yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne, keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, so I guess we solved those technical difficulties just in time. Seems like, but while y'all were off screen, I was talking a little about your own personal top 5 big songs, but maybe we'll cut it down to 3 since there's 4 of us, just for time's sake. But I was saying also, it sucks that we celebrate celebrities on the day they were killed as opposed to their birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, instead of us celebrating big on May 21st, we're celebrating and doing tribute mixes on the 9th when you pass. You know what I mean? But what would be our top 3 big songs? It don't necessarily got to be just him. It could be a feature he's on.
Can you hear me? Is my audio good, Payne, before I go?
Yeah,
Nah, I hear you. Definitely hear you.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that technical issue. I don't know what it was with my headphones. I had to switch over. Again, I respect Big so much, so this top 3 is pretty easy. Unbelievable is in my top 5-10 songs of all time, right? Kicking the Door is in that conversation for me. And then Notorious Big also had the second greatest verse of all time, which is the record with Tracy Lee. It's leaving my head right now.
Tracy Lee from
Keep Your Hands
with
High.
Nelly and them.
Keep your hands high. Absolutely. No,
Oh.
Tracy Lee was with. I can't remember what camp he was with.
By Storm.
But Keep Your Hands High by Storm. That's what it was.
He didn't say.
Yeah, keep your
He
hands.
didn't say.
So
He didn't say the St. Lunatics. Come on, little.
Hey,
Come on,
hey,
come on.
He's thinking
I mixed him up with
You know
Murphy
what?
Lee.
I'm gonna give him a pass, yeah, because he's thinking Murphy Lee. I'll give him a pass on that.
yeah, so those are my greatest 3. And obviously honorable mention, One More Chance. But yeah, I mean those are the top 3 are pretty easy with Chris.
What about
I
you?
would have to say Notorious Thugs. It's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big Juicy fan.
Yeah.
And I gotta go away from. I'm gonna go away from what you said. I don't know. Damn. Let me think. What can I have for my 3rd? I don't want to use everything you use. Anything. I'll get back to the 3rd one. I'll figure it out soon. I'm a Tupac fan.
Yeah.
You know.
Just so real quick on Little's point there, he went dumb on Notorious Thugs, and the thing is, he didn't even want, like, going into it. He only did that flow out of respect for Bone. Like, he had a whole different thing.
He stepped into their world.
That's. I mean, I respect that. I respect that so much.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that.
What about you, Chef? Your top 3?
A little bit different.
Your audio cut out. Might be the Bluetooth.
Yeah, because I don't hear his audio unless it's just me.
Yeah, I think it's the Bluetooth. We had a problem with that before.
Yeah, where you going, Payne? What's your top 3?
For me, it's Notorious Thugs for that reason. Notorious Thugs for that reason. That he just stepped into their world and just went crazy.
Yeah.
The Warning is my second one, and 3rd is probably Last Days with the Locks. His verse on there was probably one of my favorite big verses too.
Isn't Last Day the one where he was getting at the Locks in that record?
No.
What record was that where he was getting at the loss?
That's one of the first records they did together. Bad Boys, what you gonna do?
Oh, you'll see.
They come for you'll see.
Yeah, that wasn't on anyone's album. That's what's crazy.
Because Kiss said he was getting back at him on his verse, in that. But can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got you.
Okay. So one of my favorite, I'll just go verses. One of my favorite three big verses is on the Funkmaster Flex tape when they rap over the Cream beat. That's one. The live freestyle that they did with him, Tupac, Big Daddy Kane, Shaheem.
Oh yeah.
At the table. Okay.
Yeah.
No. This
there was at Madison Square Garden when they did it, I think, or something like that. It was, live. I got it on. I got the track myself on my computer.
And then when he was it was the Bad Boy mixtapes, and he started rapping over all the like West Coast, like Dr. Dre, Snoop, like going crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll go with those because like even before the Ready to Die stuff, his stuff on the mixtape was stupid, was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, and he just like his verses, his flow was just, it's
honorable mention. Honorable mention for me is Long Kiss Goodnight.
Mm-hmm.
That song's crazy.
Yeah. Long Kiss is crazy.
And
that verse might also be top 20. We have to reevaluate that.
Yeah, I make your mouthpiece obese like Della Reese.
I believe you lose teeth like little C's. Yeah, he went dumb on that verse too. Yeah, man. This takes me back to a time where rap was better in the mixtape than it was on the actual albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That time period of that transition from artists giving you the mixtape work, and that led you to want to get the album. You know what I mean? It's different now. But in those times, you were invested in the mixtapes.
Yeah.
Oh no, for
it
sure.
It wasn't as watered down. That's why. Like mixtapes started becoming like album releases. Guys was just mixtapes ended up becoming like songs that the record label didn't want to back. So dudes would just put together a whole album of those songs and put it out, and then become cult classics. And so that's how you got all the Lil Wayne joints that was crazy. And Wayne is in that GOAT discussion too.
No, he definitely is. He definitely is. There was a time where he was probably the best rapper out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Mid 2000s?
Yeah, early to mid, like 04, 05 to like the 2010s.
Yeah, definitely early 2000s, because his favorite project of mine is probably Carter 2. It's probably my favorite album. Even
Carter 2 over Carter 4.
Yeah, Carter 2. Like I religiously, I remember just like I played. That was the album I could legit just pop in the deck and nonstop. It just goes. You know what I'm saying? So no, I mean Wayne is definitely one of those ones, and then he was the star of Cash Money, and like the title of our show tonight, a lot of guys got left behind when Lil Wayne went to the top.
I see what you did.
Mid-season form.
I know the word, but I'll put words that
Yeah, now his audio's going bad. Sorry, so you hit a home run and then you strike out. That's terrible.
Damn.
A home run and then you trip on second base.
Yeah. So we put that big conversation to bed. It is what it is. We're gonna get into Left Behind in a second. I got something for the People's Court that we're gonna freestyle. Y'all got anything before I go into People's Court?
Yeah, I just want to apologize to you all for being late. I was arguing with some heifer online.
What happened?
With this Drea and Green, Jalen Green thing. So I just want to apologize.
What's the issue?
Huh?
No, what's the issue? What was the issue online? What was it mad about?
Well, the issue is, she's pregnant now, and she's pregnant by a
Oh,
22-year-old, and he's only a year older than, maybe not even a year older than her son, who's 21.
Same age. They're 22.
And,
They're both.
you know how that goes. I'm on there, and you got guys saying, that's predator vibes and stuff of that nature.
She's
You know,
17 years older than dude. If the roles were
God,
reversed, everybody would be saying that. So I get
no.
it.
You guys have heard me on this show say before, like they grown. You 21, man.
no, they are grown.
Hey, man, you grown, man.
No,
It's
but
not.
I
So
get
how
it
come
though,
it's not
because
they grown when it's the other way around?
It is.
It is.
I say the same thing. She grown. It doesn't matter. But one of the rare cases, the gender doesn't matter here at all. Once you grown, you grown.
I got 2 words. Bag secured. That's what her MO was.
Well, that's probably
Yeah,
true.
I mean, she just got a 18-year, multi-million-dollar contract.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's true.
She
You know,
definitely
here's
got
the
the
funny
bag.
thing. Here's the funny thing about it. She did what Mariah Mills was trying to do to Zion Williamson. She did it
Mhm.
Definitely.
correctly.
I think
You know what I
Mariah
mean?
Mills was bullshitting about her being pregnant too. I think she just was trying to scare Zion. Because I ain't
I'm
heard
sure.
shit about it since then.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure about it. I'm sure about it. It
What
would
up,
have been a
Hype?
lawsuit. It would have been a whole thing.
Hey,
It would
look
have
at
been a whole
Heights
thing.
out.
All right,
Hype,
what's
what
up,
up?
baby? Shout out to Kayla. She got a show tonight, which pulls
Hey.
high to our
Yes,
ways. But family first. You know, we always
Oh,
champion family first.
always.
Oh yeah, she got
What
2.
up?
This is her second athlete she got. Her
Oh,
first
who's?
child
Oh
was a black
shit!
athlete too.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, she's a
I
professional at
forgot.
this.
I
This is
lost
what she
count.
do. Who was the first
Reed.
one? Do we know?
I think he played for the Cowboys. Was it Orlando Scandrick or
Oh,
Scandrick?
brother.
However you say his last name, I think.
Yeah. I
Skin,
mean, you
yeah,
know.
that's the last name. But damn, I thought it was a basketball player she had a kid by.
Nah, I think it was Orlando Scandrick because that's when she was on. What was she on? Not Love and Hip Hop. One of them damn reality shows.
Height just said football player.
Yeah, I
Mm.
think it was Orlando Scandrick. So she already had the bag secured on top of everything she got after that. Yeah, it was Scandrick. Yep. Rich, what up,
Yeah.
Rich?
Rich, what's good? Week, what's good? Well, she's a professional at what she does. You know what I mean? So, um, someone should have pulled Jalen's coat beforehand. But listen, man, you gotta. Are they married?
I don't think they're married yet.
No, definitely not yet.
Hey, man, she's a
Nah,
baddie, so you win.
Yeah.
You win. It,
I
it
guess.
won't. It won't affect him until later in life. You know what I mean? When
He
he start
hasn't
reeling that, looking back on things.
he hasn't lived yet. What's gonna happen, and God, I'm not even gonna say God forbid, because I know I see it happening. He's 22. He's a handsome young man. He's an NBA player. He hasn't lived yet. Like, he's gonna start going out on the road, seeing some other baddies, and he's gonna be like, "Oh,
Just
I haven't lived yet."
You mean Emmy gonna have him out there hanging with him?
keep away from the coach. Keep him away from the coach.
You said
Yo,
Emmy gonna have him out there hanging with him?
Coach,
Keep away from the coach.
He got one of the best role models as coach.
He may, I'm like, "Man, let me show you how to do this, son."
Come on, man.
Oh shit!
Man. Email's down there trying to, wipe his slate clean.
Whatever,
Oh, God.
Rich.
Actually, you know what? I don't even feel bad for him because he had one of the baddest women in the game, and he screwed that up.
Yo, listen.
Soccer mom looking broad.
Yo, there's the saying, for every bad chick, there's a brother somewhere tired of hitting it. So
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
That's real shit. That's real shit.
Yeah.
That's real shit.
But let's get into this. Let's get into this people's court.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's time for people's court.
Yo, get out of here, Rich. He said eBay probably already in his ear.
Yeah, listen, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Sparring Minds listeners, we are now getting ready to rock out People's Court. So if you've watched the show and you've seen People's Court, you have an idea what we're getting into. But we take some court cases from around the world. I bring it to my guys, and we cast our own verdict on whether there's a guilty party, innocent party, and then how that's going to play itself out moving forward. So, you boys ready for the first case on the docket?
Oh man, I have a feeling it's going to be crazy.
I got 3 cases on the docket tonight, man. So the first one, a woman sues Kraft for $5 million, saying the food took longer to prepare than advertised. She says they didn't account for opening the package, adding water, and stirring the cheese. So in turn, taking these extra steps caused her to be late for work, and her job docked her a day's pay.
Oh my God.
She's smoking that shit I'm smoking upstairs, huh?
Yo, well, first of all, get her the fuck out of here for making Kraft. Okay, let's talk. Okay, boxed macaroni and cheese should be a crime on all levels.
Nasty work.
Served by anybody, like nobody, only babies like that. Okay, only no grown adults go in the store to buy Kraft and say, "I'm gonna go home and eat that for dinner tonight." Never. And the fellas, if you ever get that on your plate, run. Okay.
Yeah.
Run.
If you're married and you get that, get them papers ready and call your lawyer. And if you're in the dating stage, make that the last date.
Yeah. That's fair.
Y'all much richer than I am, so I can't even enjoy this laugh. I got like tons of that shit sitting in the little room over here. Zoe goes crazy with that shit. So it is what it is.
Zoe, okay. Zoe makes baby girls different.
No, I can't eat that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Baby girl like
but we do invest in.
Yeah. But if Rebecca brought that to you for your dinner, I'm pretty sure you'd be like, you sleeping on the couch.
What? He would knock the plate.
You know what? Yep. As long as it's on a real plate, I might have to eat it.
I see that.
I may have to.
Cut it out. Even on a paper plate.
The Velveeta got to be added, so y'all don't eat that hamburger helper.
Listen,
I ain't gonna front. Hamburger helper ain't bad, but I don't want that. I don't want that. Like, if you can make something else, like in a pinch, I'll take some hamburger helper, but that ain't gonna.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at hamburger helper, bro. But I'm from the soil, so I'm different than y'all. Y'all, you grew up on different type of shit.
You don't relate to everyday struggle. Talking about you from the soil. Get out of here. Get this dude out of here.
All right. So what we doing? Are we going to throw the case out? How y'all feeling about the case?
Yo,
so y'all want to pay her the $5 million?
Throw her out and throw the case out.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that case, man.
Let's go to case number 2 on the docket. I'm here for the Pac-Man. I'm here for the Pac-Man. Case number 2 on the docket. A man dreamt of swimming with a killer whale all his life. One evening, he snuck into SeaWorld after the security guards left, after hours, and entered the tank of the orca whale. Subsequently, he was killed. His mother is suing SeaWorld for not publicly warning people that the killer whales can kill people.
The name is Killer Whale.
Looking like
retarded?
It's looking like we're two fellas. Yo, as Chuck was saying, season 1 or 2, I think maybe like 1 or 2, he was on this. Get him the fuck out of here.
Yo, wait. Quick question. What was his name? Mario? Get him the fuck out of here. I don't feel bad at all. Why the fuck would you jump in there? Fuck out of here.
Y'all are working real hard on these sound effects, huh?
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Exactly.
What we talking
Definitely.
about?
It's called a
Game over. Fatality.
Niggas is too grown to try to free Willy. Well, I mean, you can free Willy in the bedroom, but that free Willy right there, you don't want to be doing.
Here you go.
All right. So we're gonna throw that case out too. So when I understand it, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, get that shit out of here.
Get
All
them
right.
out of here.
Here's the third and final case on the docket this evening for our people's court. Is a woman sues a television channel for incorrectly predicting the weather. They predicted rain. Pardon me. They predicted clear skies. So she gets dressed
No.
down as something super fly, something super expensive, not designed for the rain, of course, something super suede or whatever it was. The rain came unexpectedly, ruined her outfit. She wants 1.5 million to replace the outfit.
Where you
Now,
get these stuff from?
listen, man. At some point, we gotta start holding the weatherman accountable.
Yeah, I'm
At
with her
some
on
point.
this.
Yeah, I'm not totally against this one, bro.
Yo, listen. He ain't God. He's not God, yo. Carry
He's
an
not.
umbrella with you, man.
He's
Carry
not, but weatherman's the only job you can have and be wrong and still get paid.
Facts.
You know how
Right.
many snow days we had this year?
And it ain't snow.
Yo.
Nah, man. You gotta hold these dudes' feet to the fire, man.
I
Or
get it.
they gotta start using language like, well, it might possibly just say some shit like that, right? But if you're saying, oh, 99% chance of sunshine, word, I'm pulling out my Sunday's best. I'm
Yeah.
coming with the all white, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck this. I'm with her, man.
Yeah,
1%.
I'm with
Come
her.
on.
I'm with the weatherman, yo. You know what I'm saying?
It's
With the
No,
all you,
weatherman.
yo.
Little, where you
weather,
at?
I'm with the
weatherman.
weatherman. Actually, I ain't even. Actually, I'm independent on this one. Like, first of all, I look out the window every day, and what it looks like, that's how I dress.
Yo,
I don't believe the weatherman.
I blame it on
I
global.
don't. I don't believe the weatherman.
I could understand that too.
Reek said he'd blame it on global warming. The
That
weatherman
too,
been wrong way
Mm.
before the global warming started getting out of hand, though.
for sure.
Weathermen been wrong for fucking decades.
Right.
We need to have a conversation about global warming at some point, like a real grown man conversation. That shit is a very real thing, and it's. Listen, man, I feel sorry for our grandkids, B, because that's going to be a spectacular situation that they're walking into.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been talking about global warming for years, even when we were kids.
Hey, Veronica, how you doing? No, it's a gradual thing. You'll see probably by the end of our lifetimes, maybe the middle of our kids' lifetimes, um, we're gonna lose New Orleans. We're gonna lose Louisiana. We're gonna lose parts of Florida because the rising tides. It's a thing, B. Icebergs are already melting. It's a very real thing. It's a real situation.
Mm.
Shit, we're gonna lose parts of it up here too. Then the Cape might be gone.
Yeah, Cape Cod, 100%,
Yeah,
100%, and it's science.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
It's science.
I mean, still having said all that, get old girl out of here, yo. Carry umbrella, something around
Yeah.
with you, man. Fuck out of here. We not.
All right, set us up for tonight, Payne. What we doing tonight for tonight's topic?
Tonight we're talking about tonight's topic is left back. So basically talking about leaving people, things, or even mentalities behind. So to speak. I mean, we've all outgrown some things, some people, some situations, and some people feel like some people are messed up for doing it. Some people feel like it's a part of life. So I know Maine had a story that he had dropped in the group chat that related to this topic earlier.
Where we going, Chef?
So yeah, it's actually very fitting. I mean, we don't have to stay on this subject too long. We've kind of talked about the subject before, but the whole Jay-Z and Dame Dash thing, when the Rock broke up, that was a very real thing, and it's resurfaced recently because Steve Stout was interviewed on Club Shay Shay, and it seems like, I mean, Shannon Sharp is just, he's knocking interviews out the park this year, you know. And one thing Steve Stout alluded to was that Jay got tired of Dame's antics and felt like Dame had hit a ceiling.
Bravado is, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's what caused the whole Rockefeller breakup. So it was funny that we were talking about this and that happened. And I mean, you know, sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes a parting of the ways could be necessary, because in that case, it's just two men with egos, and maybe one felt that in order for him to go to another level, he had to separate from that. Like, I don't know. Like,
So
you know,
he chose the money over his friend.
That's all I heard. That's all I heard.
So I mean, because that's basically what it was. Dame realized, yo, there was better opportunities over here, but Dame is a real nigga. He's a street nigga, and he's gonna act that way. And I know Dame goes into places and he's gonna make it real hard for these people. And Jay's probably like, you know what, you're fucking up my money.
It ain't that black and white though. Like, well, I mean, it is. It's not as black as white as you originally said. Once you got into it, that's what it was. Like, all right, you're gonna fuck up my money on how you act. I can't have that. I'm outgrowing that. I'm trying to go other places, so I gotta distance myself from that. Like, I think we've all been around people that we know would fuck up a certain situation, so we had to kind of keep them at arm's length. Like, yeah, I can't deal with that. I'm trying to do something different. You know what I mean? So I know I have, like, and it's not always a money thing. Sometimes it's just in life you outgrow people and how they act.
That's all. He still has some of his closest friends with him. He still has like some of his closest friends with him. So like at the end of the day, yeah, he still has Ty.
Bleak's still there.
Nope.
Ty,
Emery.
Right. They're not Dame though. Like, just because you have some other friends that you didn't outgrow, that doesn't mean you don't outgrow that person. Like,
no.
I remember watching, I forget what reality show it was on, when Dame was with his brothers, and the way he was talking to his brothers, I could see why people would outgrow him. Like, I'm like, those are his brothers, and he's talking to them like niggas he don't even know, like from the street, and they grew up together. Yeah. I'm like, so I could see some people outgrowing him. Like, I know he's abrasive and he comes off a certain way, like,
you definitely do
with it, but some people can't. Some people are like, yeah, I can't deal with that. I've grown past that.
Here's the issue. Like, Sparring Minds listeners, if you saw the five of us in the street somewhere or at an event somewhere, right? Depending on how many drinks Little might have had, I'm probably the most abrasive person, right? In terms of personality. And this topic always kind of triggers me a little bit. I hate using that word, actually. Do we? This topic always makes me mad a little bit, because it's our responsibility, especially as men in our community, to teach niggas, to show niggas, no, we don't, let's not move like that. Here's the repercussions when we move like that. Here's the best way to move. You see what I'm saying? It's so easy to leave a nigga behind. It's so easy to say, man, fuck that nigga, man. He don't know how to move right. You see what I'm saying? We get in here and he's trying to eat soup with a salad fork. No, don't leave me behind. Teach me. Show me how I could go with you. Because now Jay's collecting Rembrandts, right? Jay reached the pinnacle of what he had as a vision, but he had to leave behind 75% of his camp to do so. Where's Beans? Where's Sauce Money? Where these niggas at? Right? You should have brought all these niggas with you.
But at the same time,
you telling me it's Rock La Familia, then show me that.
Well, Beans and them, they from Philly, and I don't think they would, I mean, they weren't Jay's friends.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that was just, it's tough. I don't know. That's a tough one.
And so I understand your point, right? But what do you do when you're constantly trying to teach someone to go to that next level and trying to keep them like on point, but they're just not listening. They're just not with it. Like they're doing it. They're still doing the total opposite. You have no choice sometimes. Sometimes you got to step back and hope they get
Nope.
it. Like,
Nope. No, what you do is you speak to them in their language. So if I'm working with somebody like Dame, right? I know Dame's primary objective is money, right? So I can say, okay, cool. Let me show you something, Dame. I just did this deal with Ciroc, right? And I made this many millions of dollars, right? Because I did A, B, C, D, and E, right? Now, if you want to play ball, we could do some other things like that. Dame will always listen when it's about money. But Dame's issue was that he was trying to mix in the power conversation in the industry. And he felt like people were trying to get over them on the power tip, right? And that's what he called himself protecting Jay, which I respected. This ain't even about that. This is about how you deal with personalities. And I still would challenge Jay. I would challenge you four dudes to be like, including Hightower, of course, to be like, yo, Chuck, damn, like you don't gotta be super spicy all the time, my nigga. We could go through and do it like this and get a better victory, right? Show me the way to path success. Don't leave me behind, man.
but see,
Yeah,
the
but
problem with that is Dame had success already, so you really can't tell him nothing.
right. They have a
Possibly.
they
Yeah, you're
want
right.
they want a ridiculous run, like, and yeah, I mean,
And Nina poses a good question. What if you give them the tools and they're not ready to grow and climb with you? Do you stop climbing and try to take them with you?
No, I think the same logic applies. Great question, Nina. I think you still pursue the journey, right? You still pursue it. And then what you do is you're leading by example. You're saying, yo, come with me. I got you. This is how, look, I just won. I just secured this deal. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Show me how to move. So then you're giving me incentive. I'm like, oh, damn, you know what? That nigga was right the whole time. So I just didn't see it. Now he went and pushed. He won. All right, cool. Let me rock. I learned my lesson. Let me go. And I think Dame would have been there as well. But Jay just said, man, fuck this. I'm gone.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I definitely don't think it was that cut and dry. I definitely don't think it was that cut and dry. There was a series of things that led up to that. Like when Jay going on vacation, Dame making Cam the vice president of Rockefeller, right?
I think
That
that was the beginning of the end.
that was one part of it, right? Because now he's making
Yeah.
decisions, whereas they made him together. Now he's just making them on his own. You know what I mean? Like it definitely was more things that happened that led up to that. I don't believe it was just that cut and dry.
Well, and that's why I
And at
pivoted.
that time,
Not,
Dame was less. I mean, well, Jay was more powerful than Dame at that time. You know, he was on a roll of hits at that point.
and so this is why we in this moment we pivot away from Jay and Dame and stick to the concept of
Yep.
leaving people behind because
Yep.
there's a lot of seasoning salts in that situation, but the
Right.
concept of leaving somebody behind is still the same, and it's the logic is still a conversation of each one teach one. You see what I'm saying? It's better for our community if I teach you than to leave you and go do it by myself, right? Let's have two households that can win. Let's have four. Let's have five. Let's have the whole community that knows how to win, right? We're talking about something we talked about recently, right? In the United States of America, the fastest way to wealth is real estate. It's a fact. Whether you like it or not, it's a fact, right? So, as myself and as Chef are in the real estate housing industry, we have learned things along the way that would benefit our community, right? It's
Yep.
our job to take that information and help bring niggas along so that they can win too. Not
Absolutely.
say, oh shit, I learned some new shit. I'm out of here. No, nigga. Now we don't win. Hey, Akira, how you doing this evening?
Because
You know, we don't win. And I always use the words we and us. We have to win. And you can't win by leaving people behind.
Well,
so
I think
a
that's
lot,
a different
a lot.
concept. Yeah, that's go ahead, Payne. I'm sorry.
Oh no, my fault. I didn't hear that first. But I was thinking along the lines of a metaphor. By you staying and teaching them, it's like a kid with when you're teaching a kid to ride without training wheels at first, right? You have your hand on the seat at first, guiding them, but eventually you got to let go so they can learn how to ride for themselves. Like you can't hold that seat the whole way. You're gonna be riding with them.
You're right. You're right.
So
yeah, you're definitely right on that.
Sometimes, like you got to let them go and see if they can go on their own. You holding that seat their whole life, they'll never learn.
So defining that point of letting them go is the important part, right? Like when do you let them go? Do you let them go before they're ready? No, that's not responsible on your end. You dig what I'm saying? So you hold that seat until you feel they are ready. And in certain cases, I'm talking to people online, and I'm like, hey, yo, like, I know that you said you're paying a lot more in your rent than you would like to. Have you considered buying a house because that's it's an immediate asset for you. It's an immediate credit boost. It boosts your opportunity towards generational wealth. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Right? This is still them learning how to balance the bike. Right? I say, well, now, according to y'all, I can say, well, I held the seat long enough, I can let you go. And then she's going to fall because she didn't grasp the concept. But I say, no, no, hold on. Let me explain some things to you. You could always sell it. You could always do some things, help yourself out financially. That's me holding the seat. Continue in their education, continuing to get them to help with their balance. So that by the time I've given them enough information, they now see the value of the balance. They now see, oh, you know what? I can consider that now because I didn't have all the facts. My job is to hold the seat as long as possible until they finally get it.
That's in a perfect world. There's some people that are just so damn stubborn that they don't care to learn.
Yeah,
but
it's great that you want to teach, but some of these niggas are speds.
And that's okay. No, but little, that's okay. Because our love should be like, you know what? I'm gonna stay and hold this seat as long as possible, as long as I need to until you're right.
If you give them the tools, they have to apply them.
Yeah, but you have to wait until they learn it to apply it. You can't leave early.
But some people don't want to learn.
Yeah, I like that. What Nina said. Even if you let them go, that doesn't mean for good.
That doesn't mean for good when you have more resources and more powerful teaching tools. You can hold your hand back and try to pull them up.
But why have to hold it and pull them up when I could have brought them with me to the beginning? See what I'm saying? That's what I'm challenging. Bring them with me. We're going side by side.
You still can, but again, like Payne said, it's like that's in the perfect world that would happen. You know what I mean? And again, I don't know. I guess for only but so long you can hold someone's hand.
No,
you know what I mean?
That's why I disagree.
Okay,
that's why I disagree. If I say I love you, I say I fuck with you. We're going for we here for the long ride.
Again,
that can get dicey.
Yeah,
I think me and Dick Johnson had a conversation about this a while back, where it's like we're still friends with certain people, but there's certain guys that you just can't deal with. Like you got, I mean, y'all are not doing the same things, out here. So when we see each other, we dap up. What up? How you doing? But we go our separate directions because what he's trying to do in life is not what I'm doing.
Bingo, Reek. At some point, it turns into enabling.
Yeah, it definitely does.
No, yeah. I disagree. I think there's an opportunity for us to teach daily. You dig? I think in little the example that you just brought up, you see a cat who's probably going a wayward path. You dig? And you got to figure it out. You're like, man, listen, I think I got to figure it out, right? And so you have the discussion with boy, and you say, hey man, listen, man, what you trying to do? What goals you got in mind? And you say, oh, I'm trying to get a house. I'm trying to find me a bitch with D cups, but the man holding me down, right? And you can say, well, nah, bro, like, listen, here's some steps. You see what I'm saying? Here's something we can do. Let's have the hard conversations. Because I think what happens in those cases that you're talking about is, hey, man, Good seeing you on Sunday. We play some ball. I'm out of here. You never have the hard conversations with a nigga to get people to start thinking about their past. That's the start of the conversation. Let's have the hard discussions. You see what I'm saying? That's going to lead to, hey man, if you want to win, let's go. I'm gonna show you the victory. And again, I'm not pressing y'all for dudes who don't want to win. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we have to have the conversation within our community, within our circles, within our brethren, of saying, yo, like, if you want to win, I'm going. I'm gonna go win regardless. I would like you to be next to me and not wait until I win and then have to come back and get you. Because them same life lessons I learned on the way there, you can learn too.
For sure.
You did?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, the thing is, there's really no wrong answer here, to be honest, in the totality of the conversation. Is just
Yeah.
you can give information, you can pass it on to people as much as possible. And some people will hear it, and some people won't want to hear it. No matter how much you could talk until you turn blue as your shirt and your hat combination, Capo, which is pretty fire, by the way. I give you some props. I know Sister Styling,
Appreciate you, Carl.
you already
She
know, God.
is.
You know what I mean?
Word.
But still,
Word.
like, you can only do so much, right? There's only but so much you can do for a person before you're like, you know what? Like, yo, when
they got to take the reins.
they'll get it, and if when they do, I'm right here with them, waiting. You know what I'm saying, for them, because again, you can only do so much for a person before, like Reek said, it feels like you're enabling someone after a while. You know what I mean?
And that's what I mean by let go. Like, I don't mean drop them. I mean you're running beside them in case. Okay, what do you need? Okay, here. But I'm not holding you anymore. Like, what do you need? Okay, here. Okay, here. Like, you're no longer training wheels. You're a safety net. So you're there in case they fall, but you're not propping them up because they have to ride them. They have to push themselves.
I think it's part of love. We you know, as men in our community, right? We have a certain profile for what our love is supposed to be. You dig?
Yep.
And I think if I love you in that way, you're gonna understand that I'm a consistent force in your life, right? And a consistent force towards doing. Let's make sure we say this correctly. A consistent force towards doing what you have told me is your end game. Not what I define, because who the fuck am I? Right? So in Holmes' case, as an example, Holmes' case, I want a villa in Paris and I want Rembrandts. That's my version of success. Right? Now, Little could say, I can give a fuck about Rembrandts. I just want a house in Georgia. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Bet. So when I talk to you, my conversations with you ain't about villas in France. It's about, hey, are you taking those steps towards that house in Georgia you want? Here's some steps. How can I help? Let's talk again tomorrow about those steps. You dig? Or I could say, Chuck, Little might say to me, which he said to me, we've had this conversation in real life. Hey, Little, what you buying a house? Yeah, what you thinking? You know, I don't want to, you know, my rent, I don't want to, you know, my rent, I like the way my rent is right now. I said, well, the reality is in real life, you can get a mortgage less than your rent, right? Oh, you know what, Chuck? I never thought about that. No worries, bro. That's why I'm here. I'm here to be a consistent source of information, not to force you into a decision, but to give you the education you need to get to the goals that you want. You dig? So if I would just say, if he would have said to me, "Nah, Chuck, I like my rent the way it is," and I just said, "Okay," right? I didn't help my nigga get to where he wants to get. I didn't help him in the least. You see what I'm saying? So my job as a black man in our community is always give you the tools. And here's the most important part. This is why I brought up love. To be consistent in your life, to hold you to what you said you want to do.
A fact.
Right? That's my job.
Yep.
And if I'm not doing my job, then I have failed you. And I have not loved you the way I'm supposed to. And so to me, that's where that left back concept came from. No, don't leave a nigga back. You see what I'm saying? That's it's a failure on my part.
No, but at the end of the day, and why everyone can't be left back, everybody can't go.
No, that's that Hightower shit.
I'm just saying,
I hate
everybody go. Like it's
Nah, you're right,
yeah.
man. Everybody can't go. Everybody
No,
doesn't
I
want to go.
disagree.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody can't go. Everybody doesn't want to go either.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother
Oh.
topic.
Everybody can't go. What do you mean?
No.
Yeah,
No,
everybody
they
can't
can.
go because everybody don't have the same will to sit there and make
You
things
can.
happen like that.
It's not possible.
Having the can means having the ability to. You can.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you want to or not. Like I don't. Everybody doesn't want to. They might say they want to, but they really don't. And you can tell after a certain amount of time of talking to someone.
50 is another example of like having to leave people behind as he got bigger with his brand. And guys that he grew up, like the Lloyd Bankses, the Young Bucks. You know what I mean? Like those type of guys had to get left behind. Tony Yayo's still there. He's got Uncle Murder with him. I'm just saying, like, everybody can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a perfect world, yes, it would be great if you could bring everybody with you. It's just not possible. Fat Joe is another one. I hate to keep going on talking about rappers who, again, were in circles with certain people who they were around, and they just, when they went to the next level, those guys couldn't go with them. Like, that's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you should feel the responsibility to feel like you could bring everybody with you.
Yeah, no, I have that responsibility. I'm never gonna leave that responsibility. Here's the other issue
That's a
with that.
big burden, man.
I'll take it. I'll take it because I have to, right? Like that's, it's funny. We was talking about like something as simple and as goofy as like movie roles, right? And I'm like, yo, like whoever I know, you're going, right? And people was like, yo, nah, Chuck, I don't want nothing. Come on, man. All you gotta do is sit there in that chair. Don't do nothing, right? But guess what? For the rest of their life, they could say, you know what? I did that. I succeeded in something that I wasn't sure about, but somebody loved me enough to say, come on, I got you. That's when I leave here, I want you to be able to say that, right? So, like, you know what? Like, there was moments where I was unsure. I didn't know how. I didn't even know if I wanted to. And Chuck said, nah, I got you. Let's go. That's what I want. You dig what I'm saying? Because that's love. That's my definition of love. And whatever burden that is, whatever weight that is, I got it. God built me the way to have that. I can hold that on my shoulders. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't fear that. What I do fear is me landing in my success spot where I know I'm landing there regardless. I know I'm going, right? Starting my desk. And then I look back and a nigga who was supposed to be right next to me ain't there. That's a failure to me.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes you can't protect people from themselves. Sometimes people get in their own way, even if you are there. You know what I mean? But we up against it. I'm gonna get these couple comments in real quick. For Nina said, consistency is beautiful. And that's an amazing thing to do, but your presence in their life doesn't mean they're at the same place in life as you. Information to the person who's not ready for it is not as useful or powerful.
Church.
And then you can stunt your growth trying to bring everyone along.
No. Fucking Hightower.
It makes a lot of sense.
No, man. It's you know what it is. You know what it is. So here's the other perspective. I'm sorry, Pay. I know we up against the clock. The other perspective is niggas who think I can't win unless I step on their neck to do so. That's the other perspective.
No.
And it don't have to be that. That's
engagement.
crabs in a barrel. That's I have to escape at your expense.
You're reaching.
That's a
reaching.
I don't think that's the extreme opposite.
We're against the clock, and you're reaching right for a lifeline right now. You're reaching.
Yeah, he like Plastic Man right now.
Reaching.
He's definitely Plastic Man.
Stretch
Not at
arms.
all.
How are you helping others if you can't help yourself?
Look,
it's like the plane, like they say on the plane.
No,
You got to first.
Sparring
listen,
listeners.
Do you still hang with the same cats that you hung with from day one?
So, valuable question.
For the
Valuable
most
question. I'm
part,
glad you. No, hold on. Let me answer your question because it was a valuable question.
mhm.
No. Now let's spin it. Do I hang with the cats who I have love for? 1 billion%. The people who I have love for. So there are relationships, of course, we all get that. That are
Mhm.
for a period, they're for a season. I get that.
Yeah.
But if there was a genuine love, you here and you're going with me. You dig? Like that's different. That's different.
But I don't
And
think
I
it
don't
means
and my success is not my
so.
success, part of it is tied to the people I bring with me.
Sorry, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the N word? Did I miss something? We weren't supposed to use it.
Here we go. That's a
I don't
whole
know. I
nother,
just said sorry though.
that's a whole
You know,
nother
I
show.
apologize.
But
You apologize for
I
using the
don't
N
think
word?
Huh?
I don't think this left back means leaving behind people you love. I think it means leaving behind people that you have outgrown that may not be the people that you like. You can have love for someone and them not be like the people that you love in your circle. You know what I mean? Like there's guys I grew up with that I'm cool with, but like I had to distance myself. I love them from a distance because
Yeah.
mentally
Yeah.
they're not where I'm at. And when I've tried to bring them, they weren't hearing that. We were on two different paths. You know what I mean? So I'm continuing on my path. They're continuing on theirs. And if they need help, they know I'm always there. But as far as like how you said, in this circle or in any of my other circles like that where I'm really tight with people, like you don't leave them behind. Like you outgrow some people, of course, but
True. True.
Let me
I don't think
let,
that's
can I just
just leave them back.
can I just throw something at you real quick before we get out of here? And we've been chatting on and off in our group chat about you guys know that there's going to be a point in life where I buy a gigantic plot of land and I live next to all of my loved ones and take up my retirement and
I'm not
co-stock it.
going to Hee Hawville where there's cows and horses
Cool,
and I don't see cars that
cool.
pass every
So
3 minutes. I'm not doing it. I
cool.
told
So
you that already.
we're gonna have this conversation, right? And over the course
Leave
of the
them
next
behind.
5 years, I'm gonna say to you, these are the steps I'm taking, boys. What do y'all want to do? Just follow me in the story. So we're taking these steps, and there's gonna be a point 8 years from now where I might say, yo, just bought some land in North Carolina. Just bought some land in um, the Bahamas, right? Just bought some land there. Got a really good deal on it. I would like for y'all to come through the journey. Here's the steps, right? Let's say the group we all form together, Voltron, and we do it. We sitting on the porch, and we having a cigar, and Hightower flew in some whiskey from, you know what I mean? We on that kind of shit, right? And Little has been pushing back the whole time. Fuck
Obviously,
this,
I'm
etc.,
a city guy.
etc. And we get there and we sitting in the Bahamas and we having these drinks and we're looking at this crystal water. We having a cigar. Yo, chef, pass me another cigar, right? And Little pull up, and there's that moment in his head that he'll never tell us, like, damn, you know what? Maybe I should have listened because this shit look dope, right? This shit look like the life. And there's got to be a part of us that says, we fucked up because you should be here right with us. You see what I'm saying? And that's where I feel there's a responsibility for us to bring
Why,
people along.
but
That is love.
that's just too much of a burden. Why would you feel the responsibility of me not coming along?
If he said he don't want
Because
to do it,
that
what we
because
gonna do?
that
Drag?
means
Like
no, that
so,
means
no, go
totally
ahead.
understood. That means I didn't show you the benefits. That means I didn't show you that the pros outweigh the cons. That means I did a bad job of delivering this to you.
But
That's
what if
why.
my pros were better than your pros? My reasons for wanting to stay here in the city as opposed to go to the country. You know, it's all cute and dandy. I've been in the South a long time. I mean, we have a house in South Carolina. I'm not moving down there. We go down there for vacation.
Yeah, it's all super subjective, and it all
Yeah,
depends on
yeah.
what people
You
want.
know, I
And
respect it. I respect you want to take us along, but it may not be what I want.
right, right, you can't force how
So
you what you want. project stuff on other people. So we up against the clock, though, fellas. Man, now, this was a good one. This was a really good one.
Yeah, it's about that time, Sam.
It's
Little.
Oh, okay.
It's mirror time with my man Sam Little, aka Mr. Mirror Time.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the tyrant of the ball? There was a rumble double. 5 minutes it lasted. The man said, "You are you conceited bastard."
It's great, you know, sometimes if you can go your own way and have the willingness to, you know, go beyond what is familiar and safe. Reinvent yourself, take risks, fulfill your dreams, even if it means doing it alone. Chuck, sometimes you got to.
No.
So, you know, and that's my mirror time today. You know,
I like how
go your own way.
I like that.
I like how you spun that in there.
I like
that.
Yeah.
It wasn't random. Faye says she ain't living in no rural area with dirt roads and well water.
Faye also,
Yeah.
she's not living in.
Faye, I'm
No,
with
she don't want to live in the tropics. She don't want to live on the islands. She don't want to live near a beach. She don't want none of that. She
With
wants
no outhouses.
skyscrapers.
Oh, hell no.
Listen, man. I'll get the wife in line. That's the least of my concerns.
I need
It's
quiet.
gonna be, I didn't want no problems. I was just joking. It was. I'll deal with it.
She's from Roxbury, bro. Like, just remember that. Just FYI.
Yeah, I'm from the hood.
I'm
I
reminded every day.
I
Just
need
so
quiet.
Yeah, right. You see her pass.
Yeah.
So,
Magic
Pass.
John.
Chuck wants to take you to North Carolina. Chuck wants to take you to North Carolina. You're not having it either. You don't like the goats and cows either, right? And all the
Zoe?
mosquitoes.
Nah, watch. We're going to the Bahamas. Watch this. We're gonna go buy some land in the Bahamas.
Yo.
Man, let's get out of here, man. Sparring Minds 145 in the books. We'll catch y'all next Friday, 7:15 for the pre-show.
Shout out to
no
eight.
145. We getting
We
up
don't
to
have no
150
glitches
real
next week.
quick.
There won't be no technical difficulties.
Nah, we're gonna iron this out this week. You already know.
And we're gonna figure out why Kamani's in the tunnel.
No more Hall of Justice.
Hotel, hype.